Alrighty, hello and welcome to Steph's Kettlebell Bootcamp. I programmed a workout here that's going to be 3 sections. There's going to be a warm-up, the main part of the workout, and then a cool-down. So I'll kind of show you each section. I'll record little snippets of each of the different exercises so you know how to do them and you can reference them. And then you'll also have a written format of the workout. So section 1 is going to be the warm-up. So it's not going to be too long of a workout. I'm going to give you, I think, about 6 exercises here, and each one you're going to do for 1 minute. So about a 6-minute warm-up or so. First exercise is just going to be a forward lunge. So for that, I'm going to stand straight. Just forward lunge, knees going to tap the ground there. So we're going to do this alternating for 1 minute. Side view here, legs going forward, legs going forward. Okay, so that'll be the first one to do that for 1 minute. Second one is going to be butt kicks. So we are getting the legs up. Pretty easy here. 1 minute of this. Just kind of getting the legs moving. This will kind of get our heart rate up a little bit for the workout. 3 is going to be lateral lunges. So for that, we are stepping to the side. If you can see, knee is bent, other leg is straight. To the other side, knee is bent, other leg is straight. Here's kind of the side view. Kind of lean it to the side, lean it to the side. So just alternate again for 1 minute. And then fourth one is going to be skaters. For skaters, what you're going to do is you're kind of doing a bit of a hop. You're thinking about figure skating. So jump, see how my leg goes behind, jump, leg is behind. Kind of use your arms like that. Side view here is jump, jump. So just kind of do that for about 1 minute there. So that's going to be 4. Your last 2 are going to be a little bit more of a stretch here. So for that, we are going to get on down to the ground. Pigeon stretch. Bring one leg up, other leg is straight back. So you're kind of feeling it on your glutes and your hips here, and you're just kind of leaning into it. You should really feel the stretch on the side here of your glutes there. So just kind of hold this for about 1 minute here. I'll show you the side view as well. We have the one leg up and one leg back, and just kind of bending into it here. So you're going to hold each side for 1 minute. And that will be the 6-minute warm-up here. Alrighty, so we're on to the meat of the workout here. So the way it's going to work is there's going to be 2 sections. Section 1 is going to be a set of 3 different exercises, and then section 2 will be another 3 different exercises. What we're going to do is I'm going to give you a rep range. So you're going to do the first exercise, 15 reps. Second exercise, 15 reps. Third set is going to be 8 reps each side. And then once you complete those rep ranges for that set, you're going to do the whole thing 2 more times. So it'll be 3 rounds of 3 exercises. So I'll show you this first round, what it's going to be. Okay, so for the first exercise here, it's going to be a kettlebell swing. So for this, what we're doing is we're driving with our glutes and our legs. A lot of times, the biggest mistake people make with kettlebell swings is they're focusing on actually lifting it with their arms. That's not the point we want to make. We don't want our upper body to be working. This is the point. This exercise should be a lower body movement. You're just kind of using your arms as as a pendulum. So essentially, we're swinging the hips back and driving that kettlebell up. So kettlebell is swinging up because I'm using momentum from my glutes and my hips and my quads and my hamstrings. So you're just kind of swinging it up. I'll show you side view too. You should see that my hips are hinging back. So hips are hinging back, throwing that kettlebell up, hinge, hinge. If you start to feel pressure on your shoulders, that means you're compensating and using your arms too much. So you should feel this fully in your lower body here. So we're gonna do 15 of those. Once you complete 15, you're gonna go into exercise number 2. That one is just gonna be a squat with the kettlebell. So for this, you're gonna put legs a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Take the kettlebell here and just down, tap the ground, back up. Down, tap the ground, back up. You wanna do it slow and controlled. Again, another mistake common that people make, so you're just kind of moving without intention. You wanna move with intention. You should feel this, you should feel your hips hinge back, you should feel your quads start to move work, then bring it back up. So side view here, feet about shoulder width apart a little bit more. Glutes are going back, knees are going pretty much parallel with my toes here. You don't want them too far forward. And then back down. So this is so when you go down, that's called concentric. And then back up is eccentric. A lot of times people don't put enough focus on the eccentric. A lot of times people go down and like, that's part of the workout. Let's just come back up. Eccentric is actually a huge part of it. And so when you go down, say you take about 2 or 3 seconds to go down, you want to take 2 or 3 seconds to come back up too. So make sure you're kind of working at a tempo here. So again, we're gonna do 15 of those. Your last one of this little set is gonna be single leg deadlifts. So for this, what we're gonna do is we are going to, if you have good balance, this is kind of the full motion here. So you're gonna put the kettlebell in one hand, and you're gonna put opposite arm out. Then the leg that is on the side that you're holding the kettlebell, the leg's gonna go straight back. So essentially, we are just shooting that leg back and right back up. So what we're doing is we're keeping this leg straight and we're pulling the other leg straight back out. So it's kind of a straight motion here. You should really feel this in your hamstrings. You can tell it is a lot of balance that I don't have. But that's gonna be the full movement here. We wanna make sure that when we're doing this, again, back is not rounding. We are just doing the range of motion here, all the way back up. So I'll show you from the side as well. So kettlebell's going down, legs going straight back. Oh my gosh, I don't have the balance. Okay, so legs going straight back, legs staying straight, and right back up. So remember here, biggest thing with RDLs is that people tend to round their back. So if you can tell, like my range of motion is not tapping the kettlebell to the ground. So if you see, when I go down to about here, if I go any further, my back bends. So we don't want that. So go as far as you feel before your back takes over. So so we're just going to here for me, and right back up. Again, slower, balance. I'll show you the other side as well. Same thing, legs shooting back, and right back up. So modification for that, if you don't have the balance, you can just plant one leg, but kind of pop it so that there's no pressure on it. So same motion here, leg is kind of popped, knees bent, taking that kettlebell, same idea, straight back and up. Think about, remember, we're sending those hips straight back. Think about that wall behind you. You are pushing it with your glutes. There is barely any knee movement here at all. This should all be in your glutes and your hips. Sending that straight back and up. I'll show you from the side view again. From here, here, and back up. Do 8 on each side, either modification, you can try both, see what's comfortable. And that will be your first round. So you'll do that 15 reps of the swings, 15 reps of the squats, and then 8 reps each side of those single leg deadlifts. Once you finish that, take about a 1 minute break, do it again, 1 minute break, do it again. So you'll have 3 rounds of that. Then you'll take a 2 minute break in between that, grab some water, take a break, and then we'll jump into section 2. Section 2, we are gonna have, again, 3 exercises, again, 3 rounds. I'll give you the rep range and all of that. So exercise number 1 is gonna be a snatch with reverse lunge. So what a snatch means is essentially kettlebell is in the middle of where I'm standing. What I'm gonna do is, again, kind of squat to pick it up. You are not picking it up by just bending your back, too much pressure on your back. So squat, use your legs, down, snatch, bring it up, all the way up, that's called a snatch. And then you're gonna take the opposite leg, reverse lunge back. Back to center, drop that kettlebell, down. Grab the other side, up, snatch, and then reverse lunge, up, bring that kettlebell back down. So again, snatch, up, reverse lunge back. So you're doing the opposite leg for the reverse lunge. Bring that kettlebell down, up, snatch, reverse lunge back. So a couple things there. You want to be careful about with the snatch is each time the kettlebell is going down on the ground, again, that movement is a squat. We are not bending our back here. So when I bring that up here, kind of throwing it up, getting it up above here. You can see the kettlebell is kind of resting on my forearm. And then kind of get your balance steady. And then now reverse lunge. And back up. And then when you kind of bring it back, kind of twist that kettlebell back. If you don't want to hurt your shoulders, so kind of be careful when you bring it back down. Back on the ground, and then you're going to switch. So I'll show you the side view as well. For that, so I'm not grabbing like this. I'm going down, grabbing it, snatch, lunge back, and back up, and down, other side, snatch, lunge back, and back down. So that one you have to be careful, it's kind of a full body here, which is good. You're kind of using your whole your lower body, as well as your upper body when you do the snatch, and then using those glutes and those hamstrings a little bit for that backwards lunge there. So for that movement, if you don't want to jump into doing the whole snatch and lunge right away, a couple options. One being, we can just do a reverse lunge. So if you want to just grab the kettlebell here, just reverse lunge back. and reverse lunge back. So again, that's just holding the kettlebell and reverse lunge like that. And the other thing you can do as well is if you wanted to, you can take the lunge out of it as well. So you can just work on getting that snatch up and then back down. We're still working our legs here. We're still working our upper body. Just so you can kind of work on focusing on, maybe try doing, the first time you do this, do just the snatch first. Second time do it, maybe try doing just the lunge, then try putting it together for round number 3 that you do. That might help. So that's the first exercise. You're gonna do 8 on each side again. So you'll kind of alternate. Once you hit 8 on each side, you move to number 2. Number 2 is gonna be an RDL. So we just did a single leg deadlift. RDL is called Romanian deadlift. So same thing, but we're gonna use both legs. So for this, we want our legs to be about shoulder width apart. We're gonna grab that kettlebell again. Then what we're doing is same motion, just on both feet here. We're just sending those hips straight back and right back up. Again, you're going to straighten those hips back. Same idea of, think about there's a wall behind you and you're pushing it back with your glutes. Again, you don't have to go all the way to the ground. For me, if you watch how I do it, once I get to about here, my bend, do you see how my back bends? It's because I don't have the range of motion, which is fine. A lot of people don't. So when you go down, just go down to when you feel like your back is not being affected, and then go right back up. So we're going down, hinging back, and right back up. Your knees should have an ever so slight bend. You can see it probably in this video. Very, very slight bend. We don't want to bend them too much, but we don't want to lock them. If we lock them, we lose that's going to be dangerous. It's going to hurt something. So don't lock them in, just a very so slight bend. Call that like an athletic stance. So you're going to do 15 of those. And then number 3 is going to be a pull squat with a kettlebell hold. So for that, what you're going to do, you're going to grab that kettlebell, hold it just about here, right about at your chest here, and then what we're going to do is get in squat position, and we're pulsing. So this is going to be a 30-second pulse. So you kind of count to 30 in your head. You can tell it's an ever so slight bounce almost. You're just really focusing on, it's almost like a burnout. So you see from the side here, going down to that squat position. Again, don't keep the back nice and straight. The spine should be really straight. And just kind of pulsing here. So try to hold that for 30 seconds. If you can't do it if you can't do it 30 seconds the first time, that's okay. Do as long as you can, and then maybe every round, try to add like 3 or 4 more seconds. See if you can get up to the 30-second mark. With those squats, think about like a string is at the top of your head, strings at your glutes, and you want it in a straight line. So this whole thing should be straight when you squat. So you're gonna do that for 30 seconds. So that's gonna be, again, you're gonna do those 3 exercises. So we're gonna have that first one was the snatch with reverse lunge. 1 set, or gonna be 8 reps on each side. Number 2 is gonna be that deadlift. You're gonna do 15 reps, and then go for that 30-second pull squat. So once you finish that, again, 1 minute rest, do it again, 1 minute rest, do it again, and then take a 2-minute rest there. So that's the meat of the workout. Then move on to the cool down. One caveat with that is, if you wanted a little bit something extra, like a little burnout before you get to the cool down, I have 2 little burnouts that we can do. So I'll show you those next. Okay. Burnout number 1 is gonna be a wall sit. So for this, we wanna be 90-degree angle here. 90-degree angle from here to here. Aim to hold this for about 1 minute. Staying in that position, you wanna brace your core. When your core starts to cave in, your whole body caves in. So nice and tight. This should really burn out the quads after that whole little sets that you've just done. If you wanna add weight, you can. We can grab that kettlebell again and use that. And then essentially same idea, 90 degrees, sit in that kettlebell here. So that's a good burnout. So if the workout gets too easy, knock yourself out, do that. Okay, so for the cool down, once you finish the workout, we always want to do a cool down. We want to stretch, kind of get that lactic acid moving, that starts to build up. So first one's just going to be a quad stretch. We can do this leaning against something if we need. We're just going to hold this. I know we all know what a quad stretch is. So we can hold each side for 30 seconds. Do one side, do the other side, kind of hold that. So you do 30 seconds each side there. Once you do that, we're going to do a pigeon again. Pigeon is my favorite exercise. I think it's so good for opening up the hips and just kind of loosening everything out. So again, one leg is up, one leg is back. The thing that remember too, if this is too easy, the higher your leg is up, like if I push my foot up, this is like extremely painful. So anyways, you can move your foot around to kind of make the stretch harder or easier, whatever you need. So again, we'll do 30 seconds on one side, switch, and 30 seconds on the other. It's really important to do at least 30 seconds when you're stretching. essentially what's happening is the muscle that you're trying to stretch, there's an antagonist muscle on the other side. The antagonist muscle at first will essentially kind of stop you from stretching. It's kind of working against you, essentially to protect your body. Once you hit about 10 seconds, that muscle, the antagonist, will all of a sudden essentially relax and like contract and then let you then further the stretch. So doing a stretch for 10 seconds essentially won't do you any good because you did not get the full contraction. Whereas here, now, I've been holding this for a little bit, I can tell it's almost like you can bend deeper all of a sudden, which again is that muscle that's working against you has now stopped working against you. So again, kind of that pigeon stretch, you can hold it down here, hold it up here, whatever comfortable. And then the last thing here, I always like to end with this with every workout, do a little downward dog action, kind of think about pushing those heels into the ground. I can't get my heels to the ground, but I know a lot of people can. You'll hold that for about 30 seconds, shift forward to a cobra action for 30 seconds, hold that here, and then your last one, pivot back to child's pose for 30 seconds. Kind of holding that, stretching with the fingertips as far as we can go, lengthening everything, kind of sitting back a little bit. And that will be that.
Hello team. Okay, so I wanted to try the workout to make sure it was good. Unfortunately, it might be too good. It did actually kill me. So you'll be fine though. I'd recommend if it's like too difficult, like you're struggling to keep up, take longer breaks. So I did pretty quick transition. So between each exercise, I recommend like quick, like 15 seconds max. But if you need more of a break, like do 30 seconds between each exercise. And then maybe that 2-minute break's more like a 3-4 minute break. Just make it a little bit longer. It's pretty rigorous to go at the pace. You're looking at time-wise, I clocked in exactly about 35 minutes once I finished. So you're probably looking at between 35 and about 45, 50 minutes, depending on how quick you go. I recommend time yourself, kind of see how quick you work through it the first few times, and then see if you can kind of shave off some of those minutes. Maybe if you're doing the modifications, slowly get to the more full formats of each move. If anything doesn't feel good or you don't like any of the exercises, let me know. I can come up with more. But with that, enjoy.